Good morning, seventh. I don't know what that was. I just heard a loud bang though. I'm just out in front of a mountain right now and I just heard a huge bang at the top of the mountain and it looks like an avalanche is forming right behind me. So I better make this pretty quick. So today's Tuesday, February 16th. It is going to be a virtual learning day. None of these assignments are required, but I would highly recommend them. Today, you were originally going to have a lesson 19 test. We're going to push that back till Wednesday, so tomorrow, okay? If we're not at school on Wednesday, your test will be on Thursday, okay? So right now, let's plan for your test, your lesson 19 test to be on Wednesday. Again, if we're home on Wednesday, then it'll be on Thursday. So today, we're just going to practice lesson 19 one more time. I feel like I'm going to get hit in the head with a lot of snow in about a minute. So let's continue on. Okay, I'm going to switch my screen here. Okay, so we're going to do 19F together today as more practice, all right? So let's look at number 1 through 3. Okay, it says solve the unknown using the method that is most convenient. So if we look at number 1, we can see that 11 times 6 is going to give us 66. So therefore 8 times 6 has to be 48. Okay, let's look at number 2. Again, 7 times 8 you can see is 56. So 12 times 8, that is going to be 96. Okay, let's look at number 3. 6 times 8 gives you 48. So what number times 8 gives you 80? Well, we know that that has to be 10. All right, let's look at number 4. Solve for the unknown. Simplify and solve for the unknown. Okay, so I'm going to start on the left side. Oh, thank goodness I'm with these guys now. I feel a lot better. Looks like another one's happening, and we're all just standing around. Shouldn't we be moving right now, getting out of the way? Anyways, okay, so simplify and solve for the unknown. So looking at the left side of the equation, we have 3a plus 1a is going to give me a 4a. Okay, I got negative 10. Okay, plus 8 is going to give me a negative 2. On the right side, I got 2a plus 5a, 7a minus 11. All right, I'm going to subtract 4a here, which means I have to do that to the other side. So now I got negative 2 equals 3a minus 11. I'm going to add 11 here, add 11 here. 9 equals 3a. Divide by 3, and a equals 3. All right. A equals 3. I need to check my work, so I'm going to do 3. Now instead of writing a, I'm going to put 3 minus 10 plus 8 plus 3 equals 2 times 3 plus 5 times 3 minus 11. Okay, so that's going to be 9 minus 10 plus 8 plus 3 equals 6 plus 15 minus 11. Okay, 9 minus 10 is a negative 1. Negative 1 plus 8 is positive 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. And on the right side, 6 plus 15 is 21. 21 minus 11 is 10. Okay. Let's look at number 6. I'm going to erase this here. Okay, so I got negative 6 squared in absolute value brackets. Okay, so first I'm going to do the exponents. So this is going to be, if you just don't imagine that the brackets are there right now, it's going to be negative 6 times 6, which would give me a negative 36. But since the absolute value brackets are there, it's going to be a positive 36. Okay, and that equals 6x. So we know that x has to equal 6. All right, I'm going to check my work by rewriting this. And I can see that a positive 36 equals a positive 36. Okay, don't worry about these. Let's go down to number 10. We're going to add, subtract, or multiply. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this vertical. I find it easier. 0.12. Okay, so 2 times 9 is 18. That's 9 and 10. Oops. 2 times 9 is 18. That's 2, 3. Placeholder. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. Add these together. And I have 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. So 0.228. All right, let's go to number 11. Okay, so now we're just adding. Okay, so I got 0.345 plus 1.6. So I'm going to again write that vertical. 345 plus 1.6. When you're adding, you want to make sure your decimals line up. Okay, so you can just imagine that there are zeros here. So that's going to be a 5, 4, 9, 1, 1.945. All right, then the last one, we got 10.1 minus 5.4. Again, when you're subtracting, you also want to make sure that decimals line up. So you got to go all the way over to this 1 to borrow 1. This becomes a 10. Okay, but I'm going to have to borrow 1 from there. So that becomes a 9. That becomes 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. 9 minus 5 is 4. And there you go, 4.7. Okay. Going to 13, now we're dividing. Okay, so I want to make my divisor, this number right here, a whole number. So I'm going to move that over 1, which means I have to move this over 1. Okay, 7 now goes into 21 3 times. All right, number 14. Now this one, I got to move it over twice. So this one, I got to move it over twice. So it becomes just like that. So I know 4 goes into 6 one time. Bring down my 4. 4 goes into 24 6 times, and then 2 zeros. So 1600. All right, the number 15. Again, I got to move this over twice, so I got to move this over twice. 2 goes into 4 2 times, and there you go. Okay, let's look at 16. The 3-toed sloth is noted for being very slow. One sloth crawled 6 yards. If he stopped to rest every 15 hundredths of a yard, how many times did it stop to rest? So write 15 hundredths as a decimal. All right, so if it stopped to rest every 15 hundredths of a yard, how many times? Okay, so it crawled 6 yards. Okay, so we're going to do 6 if it stopped every 15 hundredths, right? So we're going to do 6 divided by 15 hundredths. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm telling you this right. Hang on 1 second for me. How's that avalanche doing behind me? I'm still dry, so that's good. Okay, this is number 16. Yeah, so 6 divided by 0.15. Okay, so again, I'm going to have to move this over twice, which means I need to move this over 1, 2. So my decimal is going to go there now. So 15 goes into 60. How many times? It's going to be 4 times. Okay, and then there's going to be a 0 there. So it stopped to rest 40 times. All right, number 17, 1 out of 8 students has red hair. So 1 out of 8 have red hair, and there are 24 students. How many students are redheads? Okay, so make sure you put your labels right next to each other. Okay, so 1 has red out of all the students, or out of 8 students. Okay, if there are 24 students, how many have red hair? Okay, So you can see 8 times 3 gives you 24. So 1 times 3. So that means X has to equal 3. 3 students have red hair. Okay, Luis has 6 1/5 yards of fabric. How many pieces that are each 3 1/10 yard can be cut from? All right, so we have 6 1/5. Okay, and we need to divide that into 3 1/10 yards. Okay, so 6 1/5 divided by 3 1/10. Okay, remember when you're dividing fractions, keep, change, flip. So first I'm going to make these improper fractions. So 6 times 5 plus 1, it's going to give me 31 over 5. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to change to multiplication. I'm going to flip this last one after I make it improper. So this would be 31 over 10. So 10 over 31. Okay, you can see the 31s are going to cancel. They each become 1. 5 goes into itself once. 5 goes into 10 twice. Now just multiply across. 1 times 2 is 2 over 1. So she can cut 2 pieces. Right, number 19, Aaron did 2/3 of the work. Brian helped him with 1/6 of what he did. What part of the total did Brian help with? Okay, so remember the word of in this problem. That's a key word right there. That means multiplication. So if we have 2/3 of 1/6, I'm going to cross multiply. 2 goes into itself once. 2 goes into 6 3 times. So that's 1/9. 1/9 of the work. And then last one, Floyd thought of a number, okay, and doubled it. I'm going to say that number is n, and he doubled it. So that's going to be 2n. After that, he subtracted 1. So he subtracted 1 and took 3 times his final result, right? So and took 3 times his final result. So his final result, so 2n minus 1, after that he took 3 times that. If his answer was 15, we got to find out what that number is. Okay, so I'm going to distribute 3 times 2n equals 6n minus 3 times a negative 1 is negative 3. Okay, I'm going to add 3, 6n equals 18, and then you can tell that n is going to equal 3. All right, and there you go. That is that is lesson 15F. 19, not 15, 19F. So let's plan on your test for tomorrow, Wednesday. And once again, if we are home tomorrow again, we will plan for your test to be on Thursday. And I'll have a new plan for you tomorrow. All right, I'm glad I survived this avalanche behind me. Hope you guys stay warm, and I will see you soon.